Hey gamers. Bet you thought I was done with that, didn't ya? Well, yesterday I got to see Across the Spider-Verse, or more well known as Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Now this movie, I got an early copy of it. Yeah, I got a really early copy of this movie, and the one that everyone's been supposedly seeing, that's actually a knockoff. The one that you're supposed to be seeing is the copy that I got, and I've got to say, the movie really missed out on some huge things it could have done when I saw it, such as the scene where Milo Morales goes to the grocery store and asks for a packet of gummies. That could have really been a good way to show people not to steal, and the precautions, because what they could have done is they could have made him try to steal something for no particular reason, and leave the store with it, and then he'd go out and eat it, and he'd be on the run from the cops, and he may be asking, hey, why would he be like that? He's the good guy. And to that I say, he, behind the surface, it's just a facade. So there would be no good reason why he wouldn't be able to do this. And the movie overall had a bunch of missed opportunities like these, which I really thought would have been explored more throughout, and I was kind of disappointed to see that they weren't. Especially with that one, because he's a really rebellious kid, which is shown in the first movie, from him doing all those crimes and all those good things. You know, the entire story is really just a kid in a struggling neighborhood trying to become a good person, but he just can't. It's really heartbreaking. And the Across the Spider-Verse title just has to do with him on taking drugs and supposedly seeing other Spider-Men, which is I feel like they really dumbed it down. I thought they would have gone like a little bit further with the concept, but they made it really psychological. It was really terrifying. Like it showed like the results of like what would happen, and I was kind of disappointed. I thought it would all be real, not in his head. Yeah, it disappointed me. I can tell you that. It definitely disappointed me on many levels. So now I'm going to get down to like the voice acting and visuals after the story. The voice acting, definitely like a 5 out of 10. They didn't put enough emotion into the lines they said. Each character really just had nothing good to say, no good lines. They didn't portray anything well. I feel like they should have hired better voice actors, because the voice actors that they got really did disservice to the entire brand and like everything that has to do with Spider-Man. And next we go to the visuals. Now, people talk about the visuals like they're truly amazing and groundbreaking and stuff, but if I'm being honest, it's really bad 2D animation. It's very, very choppy, and it looks really weird. It's trying to play it off like it's 3D when it actually isn't 3D. What I would have done is done a more conventional way of animating, where I would hand animate every single scene, and I would make it look really realistic, like really like ray traced lighting, all that stuff. And instead of doing it by frames per second, I would do it by frames per millisecond, which would increase the process. It would make everything go a lot faster, and it wouldn't make it look so choppy, because clearly the frames per second approach that they chose just really didn't do any justice for the movie. It just made it look worse. And overall, like the color palette, it looks saturated, but I feel like it was a bit generic. Everything from like the colors, the design of the characters, the scenes, it was all just pretty generic. It was all, I didn't like what they did. It just wasn't for me. And you can't say it's good, because it's not. It really isn't in any way. And next onto the gameplay. It definitely doesn't play like a game. It plays very differently. It feels like you're watching a movie, but it's like you feel like you're really there, you know. And every time like you get to play as Miles Morales, you really got the feeling that he was a hood member, you know. And I feel like I was really impactful. It would really benefit people. It would really make people think about the current day and age of our society. So overall, the movie was subpar. It wasn't what everybody hoped. And it ended on a cliffhanger of him getting arrested, or like, yeah, him getting arrested, and he got to jail, and he almost freaking died. And that ended on a cliffhanger. Like, would he escape or would he not escape? It was kind of weird, but I'll roll with it. Yeah. So overall, I'd rate the movie definitely a 3 out of 10, because it didn't tickle my fancy. It didn't make me feel warm inside. It didn't come inside me like the first one did. So personally, yeah, that's my review. That's what I think of the movie. And I don't know if I'm gonna see the last one, because it was pretty disappointing, and it ruined my expectations for the last movie. So yeah, that's it. Bye, gamers.